Avengers. Doomsday 2026. The world had been quiet for too long. Since the final battle against Thanos, Earth's mightiest heroes had drifted into uncertain futures. Some found peace, others carried scars. The Avengers were scattered, their headquarters rebuilt but empty, a monument to sacrifice. But peace is never permanent. Act 1. The Return of the Impossible. It began with strange anomalies across the multiverse, fractures of time itself. Doctor Strange stood in Kamar-Taj, staring at visions of worlds collapsing into each other. His warnings echoed through every dimension: the Doomsday event is coming. Nick Fury, still carrying the burden of leadership, summoned the remaining Avengers: Sam Wilson as Captain America, Thor wandering Midgard after New Asgard's trials, Wanda, reborn from her own redemption, alongside Strange, and Peter Parker, who carried Tony Stark's legacy in silence. But the world didn't expect what happened next. Deep within Wakanda, Shuri's experiments with quantum frequencies revealed an impossible energy signature. One no one thought they'd see again. Tony Stark's consciousness, recorded, encrypted, and hidden within Stark satellites, had survived. It wasn't resurrection in the traditional sense. But when Shuri, Bruce Banner, and Strange combined science and sorcery, they pulled something extraordinary into being: Tony Stark, rebuilt as a living, breathing man. The room froze when he opened his eyes. He looked at them all, a mix of disbelief and sarcasm. Either I'm in heaven, or hell has really lowered its standards. Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark had returned. Act 2. The threat emerges. Tony's return was not just miracle, it was necessity. Because behind the fractures in reality stood the true orchestrator of chaos, Victor Von Doom. Dr. Doom, now ruling Latveria with unmatched power, had stolen fragments of the multiverse's core. Harnessing ancient technology and forbidden magic, he intended to rewrite reality in his own image. His weapon was a cosmic engine called the Doomsday Forge. Why conquer a world, Doom declared, when I can build my own? The Avengers assembled again. Old wounds resurfaced. Sam questioning if he could carry Steve's symbol, Thor doubting his worth, Wanda haunted by her past destruction, and Peter struggling to see Tony alive again, when the man had already died for him. Tony, however, was sharper than ever. He studied Doom's tech, recognizing echoes of his own arc reactor. The man basically stole my homework and added black magic. Figures. Act 3. Building the Impossible. The Avengers knew brute force wasn't enough. Doom's Doomsday Forge was pulling entire universes into collapse. If unchecked, everything, every world, every variant, every hero, would burn. So Tony did what Tony did best. He built. Working side by side with Shuri, Banner, and even Strange, Stark designed a multiversal armor, an Iron Man suit fused with mystic runes and vibranium latticework, capable of resisting reality distortion. But this wasn't just Tony's fight. Each Avenger found their own path forward. Sam Wilson embraced his role, declaring, "The world doesn't need Steve Rogers. It needs Captain America, and that's me." Thor rediscovered his thunder, wielding Stormbreaker with purpose once more. Wanda turned her chaos magic into healing, vowing redemption by protecting reality instead of rewriting it. Peter Parker confronted his grief, realizing Tony's return didn't erase his responsibility, it deepened it. Together, they prepared for war. Act 4. The Doomsday War. The final battle erupted across collapsing realities. New York twisted into Wakanda, Asgard merged with Titan, and the sky cracked into shards of infinite worlds. Dr. Doom stood at the heart of it, clad in armor forged from cosmic metal, the Doomsday Forge swirling behind him like a black star. "I am not a villain," he declared. "I am inevitability." The Avengers struck. Thor's lightning shattered Doom's shields. Wanda's magic tangled with his spells. Sam soared through the chaos, deflecting blasts with his vibranium wings. Strange battled Doom mind to mind in the astral plane. And Tony Stark, in his new armor, faced Doom head-on. The duel was unlike anything ever seen: science against sorcery, arrogance against arrogance. Doom sneered, "You are a man of machines, Stark. I am a god." Tony shot back, "Funny, I've heard that line before." Spoiler: it didn't end well for the last guy. Blow after blow shook the multiverse itself. But Doom's forge was unstoppable, until Peter Parker made the choice. He swung into the core, destabilizing its lattice with his own web fluid infused with Stark nanotech. It wasn't enough alone. Tony saw it instantly. He knew what had to be done. Act 5. Doomsday. In the chaos, Tony looked at Peter, his surrogate son. Kid, I got one last lesson for you. Being Iron Man isn't about living forever. It's about making it count. Peter begged him not to. The other Avengers shouted for another way. But Stark had already chosen. With his armor glowing brighter than ever, Tony merged himself with the Forge's core. The multiversal armor absorbed its collapse, channeling the destructive energy into himself. Doom tried to stop him, but the Avengers held him back. Tony turned to them one last time. Don't waste this. Don't waste me. The Forge detonated in a blinding light. Doom was hurled into the void, defeated. The fractures sealed. The multiverse stabilized. When the light faded, Tony Stark was gone. For good this time. Epilogue. The legacy of Iron Man. The Avengers stood victorious, but broken. They gathered at Stark's memorial in upstate New York, where a new statue was erected, not of Iron Man in battle, but of Tony Stark, arms open, as if embracing the future. Peter left a note at the base. You proved once wasn't enough. I'll make sure the world remembers twice. Sam raised his shield. Wanda closed her eyes in silent respect. Thor whispered a prayer in old Asgardian tongue. Strange bowed. Nick Fury, watching from a distance, muttered, "Guess heroes really are born, and reborn." The Avengers disbanded once more, but not in despair. In Tony's sacrifice, they found strength. They knew the multiverse would face new dangers. But now, they were ready. Because Iron Man had reminded them of who they were. And when the day came again, the world would have its Avengers. Closing shot post-credit scene. In the void of collapsed realities, a flicker of light appeared. A voice echoed faintly, half sarcasm, half determination. You think I'd leave without a backup plan? A glowing arc reactor pulsed in the darkness. Fade to black.